Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings,
And ourselves.
we stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We
will find peace
in
all
all
the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world heroes among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find
Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings.
And ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
And listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will find peace in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world. Heroes among us and every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black.
Angified means when a creative art director takes the work of his subordinates and beautifully designs it with sparkles, glitter, rainbows, all that stuff. And do we have a very, very special guest for you tonight? Yes, the one, the only, Arva. Yeah. Arva's here tonight, and we're going to share his story. We're going to share his songs, and it's going to be amazing. Woohoo! Charlie, are you ready?
He's got some great pictures.
Oh, I know.
I like that shot.
Yes. And I can't wait to hear his story.
Tony,
there you are.
2 years to get on here.
Yes.
Hi. Nice to meet you, everybody. This is Arva. I'm 20 years old, and I'm starting my music career step by step. And I'm really grateful to be with these two beautiful persons that I've been watching, but I never talked to them before. And they have been supporting my music, and I'm very happy and grateful to be here. Blessed by God, always.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you.
Honor. I feel so grateful.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So Arva, I have to ask because we have been following your music as you've been following us as well, and I have to ask, where did you first get all of your musical talent? Was it grandparents? Was it aunts, uncles? Does it travel down to your great-great-grandparents' ovaries or, their little nutsack? Where does it come from? I have to know.
Right. That's a really good question, Angie. My musical talent has been like lots of my family. Like my grandparent was musician. He used to compose music. And I think kind of that spirit of making music come on me. All right. And also my parents get me very young in music, like classes. It was kind of hard because I didn't want to go to play the piano, but then I fell in love with it. And it was that's how the music love started when I was 13 or 12. I don't remember. And yeah, that's actually my biggest inspiration. That's why I started to making music 2021, I guess. And then I discovered BandLab, and when I can make music for free, and everything started right there. So this year that I published my first album, which is PUER ÆTERNUS, which we're going to be talking about it later. But yeah, that's actually how it started everything, really young. And I think my grandparent give me that talent again, So thank you for the question. I never thought about that before.
I love
it. 12, 13, that's a common age. That's when I started. A lot of the people we bring in, that's about the age where you start to recognize the music you like, and you start thinking of music in a way of making it.
Of course, Tony. I always watching my biggest idols. I watching Michael Jackson, David Bowie, Lady Gaga, Grace Jones, all of the biggest talents. I always watched, and I was a child, and I used to say, I want to be like them. I want to be in those big stages, and having I think I'm gonna achieve it. Someday, but I'm going to achieve it very soon. So thank you for that question.
You have some good influences there.
Absolutely. Oh man. And then goes back to the great grandfather listening to compositions and classical and things of that sort. Oh man. So that's and then you jumped onto the piano at 12, 13.
Yeah.
And you fell in love with the piano. Did you play in school? Did you were you in the band or the orchestra?
Well, yeah, we used to have a band in school. I used to play the piano. We was also we all with a teacher and we started this kind of little band, but it doesn't get that big. But I feel I love to be in bands and stuff. But yeah, I used to listen to my grandpa was God. My biggest inspiration is also God, but he was like making like preaching everywhere, and I don't know, it kind of makes me emotional because he always wanted to be like this big like author of music, and I just want to keep his like legacy. So he was my biggest inspiration also.
That's awesome. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good
Thank you.
motivation.
so and then after high school, did you go to, school further, or did you continue in bands, or was it just pretty much band lab that you started going ahead and evolving and growing on?
The most the global pandemic come here, and then like you kind of like hanging out with your friends, and that kind of affect me in a way, but also make me like see new opportunities. So that's when I discovered it. It's kind of funny how I discovered it because I was like looking at my phone like music production stuff, and if I like free band, oh, of course, that's really cool. It's not like a big story, but actually how it started everything, like production. One of my biggest inspiration is like Grimes. She was like, I don't know if you know her. She's actually a big artist. She produces everything, she sings everything, and she makes everything by herself. It's actually one of my biggest inspirations to start like producing, because I thought I used to have like this big weird thought that I gotta get like a producer, I gotta get like a big label. And then I saw her like making everything for her room and like in the tiny room, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I can do it myself too. So yeah, that's actually how it started, and like making this avant-garde music and stuff. So yeah, that's actually how it started everything. Doesn't look like a big story, but it's funny.
Well, it is. I think the pandemic really kind of brought the world together, even though it kind of separated us individually from like our neighbors and our family. It kind of also brought the world together with music and reels.
Of course. That's
Yeah.
that's a really yeah. That's a really good statement because being like the pandemic made like new people from other countries like you guys. I made it like your show like in 2022. It was a still pandemic, and I met lots of good people for around the world. So it's actually really good because you have that opportunity to meet like other people, like their like traditions and stuff. So yeah, that's a good opportunity. That's a good statement, Angie. Yeah, I really agree with you.
Yeah, and it's always inspiring when you do see somebody who can produce and do all of that with the tools that they have. That's another thing you find on BandLab is, users who really take the technology all the way. It's like we have a studio in our hands these days.
Oh, Arva, you said you had a new album that's coming out. Why don't you tell us about that?
Of course, yeah. I'm working on a new album. Like it's gonna be like very like goth inspired. My first album was like very happy, like being like a child and happy. It was like all happiness and being in love with life. But this next album is kind of like the child that wasn't that the first album, now just growing up. Like now it's like watching how the society is. And sometimes it tends to be dark, but it's also like getting wiser with this experiences. So the album is going to be titled Shenix, which is actually like an archetype, like Carl Jung's archetype of a wise man. So more promotion, TikTok and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really cool. Very experimental.
Good. Sounds like you're growing up musically.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
And I love how you tied your first album in with the second one. The whole story.
The whole story, yeah. I like to tell stories in my music. That's how biggest artists used to do it. Like Michael Jackson used to make movies in his, like in his music videos. And when he used to see it as a child, it was like you get like stunned with all of this story, like the lore of the videos. So yeah, that's actually something that I really like telling stories in music, giving a message. So yeah, that's actually one of the biggest inspiration of my music, like those biggest pop stars.
When you were in school, did you have a writing project that kind of like changed you, that said like, I need to start writing? Or was it more of the inspiration from like Michael Jackson and your artist that you listened to and grew up with?
Well, being honest with you, I it's like right now when I'm starting to make lyrics, you know. In my first album, I have no lyrics because I'm really bad in it, because my music is in English. So, you know, when you make music in Spanish, you have like more expanded vocabulary. But when I used to make it in English, it was like really hard, you know, because I don't know lots of words, and it was like sometimes like, it's really hard, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to make it like improve my lyrics and you know like make them better lyrics like with more messages, you know, because lyrics are very important, you know. As I told you, when I see musicians when they share their stories through music, it really inspires me, you know. So yeah, that's actually how it started everything. I used to write poetry but in Spanish, so I'm trying to translate it in English to have like more expanded like you know, audience. So yeah, that's actually how it works. I like poetry. Poetry is something I really love.
And have you tried doing some songs in Spanish? Because Spanish, you have such a wide palette. I love Spanish music. It does feel like it's a lot harder to get the same kind of energy and emotion when you're doing it in English, where Spanish it's just wide open.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. You know, I have a song in my album called Amapola. Amapola is like a flower, like poppy flower. So yeah, this is the first song that I made in Spanish, and it's called like Oh Amapola de mis lamentos, like Amapola of my pain. So it's like very deep because I was like writing in Spanish, you know. And yeah,
I would definitely like, you know, mix that up because there's such a huge market. You know, the Latin world when it comes to the music is bigger than any other music industry.
of course, yeah, big market. That's something really cool. That's something that I learned a couple of years ago. And it was like, yeah, you know, when you sing Spanish, like English, and sometimes even if you have like another language, you have like, as you said, like a big audience, you know? So that's why I'm starting with English because, you know, lots of people talk English, you know? Even here in Guatemala, there's lots of people that talk English. So you have like a big audience, you know? Then you can start with Spanish and stuff, you know? And yeah, that's a really good goal that I would have, you know? So
Well, it's nice.
thank you for
It's
that
nice
tips.
to spread. Yeah, it's nice to spread yourself out that way musically.
And you
Yeah,
have a
of course.
family here, so if you ever need help with translations or any kind of words in the English, you've got the Anster and Tonester here. We will be more than happy to help you anytime.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I will be more than glad to ask you for your help.
Love it. Oh, Arva, we can find you out there on BandLab at Arva_Spirit. We can find you out there on YouTube. I know you've got more coming with this new album on these other platforms like TikTok and SoundCloud and things. So I cannot wait for that to come out. You guys out there, make sure you hit those notification bells so you know when Arva releases this new album. And we're about to go ahead and check out some more. Arva, can you go ahead and tell me about this song, Forelsket, if I'm saying that correctly?
Of course, you're saying it well.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, Forelsket is one of my one of the most cheesiest songs I ever wrote, honestly. You know, I tend to when I fall in love, I tend to like, you know, like make everything for that person. So, and you know, it's kind of cheesy, it's kind of like embarrassing sometimes. But yeah, this is the most cheesy song I ever wrote. Like, you know, Forelsket means when you're like so in love with the person, you want everything for that person. You want everything, even if it's disgusting. You want it. I know. I think it's kind of weird.
True love.
Yes.
That's true love.
So Forelsket is that about like giving everything for that person. You're everything I breathe. You're everything I see. You're a light of my life. So yeah, that's actually what is the song about? This is too cheesy. It's not my favorite ones that I ever wrote, but it's like some people I think would like it and will identify with that feeling.
But
Cheesy cells.
Everybody should have at least one cheesy song.
Yes, even if it's just about cheese.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's
cheesy.
like that you eat.
Am I
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
well is cheesy?
Cheesy.
All right. Just checking my English.
No, I understand cheesy.
All right.
Yes. Oh, let's check out this song
The
here.
more
I
attention.
cannot wait. This is going to be so awesome.
Thank you
Yes.
guys.
Coral Sket, Arva Spirit, Arva_spirit. Find him out there. Look for him today. Subscribe, follow. This is from Arva's album. And he says this is the cheesiest one, but I bet you're going to fall in love. Here we go. Published out April 2nd, 2024. Arva Sket.
Oh, there's something in my
Gosh, that was beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I now can connect from my computer so I can see you better.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
my
Appreciate
goodness.
your
You
support.
said that was cheesy, but it makes you actually just like want to float on clouds. It makes you just like, yeah, it's dreamy. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the lyrics are cheesy. Oh my God.
Well, the lyrics, there's something in my mind, something in my head. You're something.
He's like that.
Of course. All right, guys. I appreciate you like that.
Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, okay. Tell us about Amapola.
All right, Amapola is one of my favorite songs in the album. It's in Spanish actually. So if you want to practice Spanish, you can sing it.
Okay.
So, it's actually about a love, when someone like is pretending to be, like someone that you love, but it results that it was like, it was another person, she was like playing with you, that person. It was a he or she, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's actually what is the song about. The first lyrics, like, Amapola de mis lamentos. It was like, Amapola of my pain, déjame ahora ir, which means, please let me go, si no estuviera en este sufrimiento, it actually means if I wasn't suffering, I would stay here. So that's actually what it means, most of the song, it's one of my favorite ones, it's a kind of like 60s rock inspired, like the Beatles and stuff. So yeah, it's one of my favorite ones I ever wrote, it's kind of underrated. But yeah, I hope you guys like it. It's one of my favorite ones.
So you do dabble with the love experiments in the music.
Of course, yeah.
Common theme.
Of course, I like to experiment. It's like really cool to experiment with new sounds and stuff. I never had tried rock before, but then I make it. It was like not like hard, But I would like to have more, like mentors in rock. If you guys make rock, I would be more than glad to get classes from you. You seem like a rocker guy.
And the beauty of the love topic, it fits every genre.
Yeah, of course. You seem like a rock guy, Tony, so I will be more than glad to get classes from you.
I'm a rocker. You're welcome to come here when you need rock.
Of course. So I hope you guys like it. It's one of my favorite ones.
Let's go ahead. Let's check this out now. Amapola. Arva. Spirit. Arva _ Spirit. You can find him out there on BandLab and YouTube today. Hails in at 4 minutes and 3 seconds. And give it that heart, that share. From Arva's album. Let's check this out. I love that, Arva.
Thank you.
I know why it's your favorite.
Oh, my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite ones. It's like kind of dark sometimes. It's kind of like goth and stuff. So yeah, it's one of my favorite ones of the album. Thank you for
I
asking.
love the choice of the organ, the way you use it in there, and that's kind of like if the Doors had been ethereal. Like I felt like some Doors vibes with the organ, and your voice sounds amazing on it.
Thank you. Yeah, the Doors are one of the biggest inspirations too. That's my dad's favorite band. So I used to listen a lot, like Light My Fire, Riders on the Storm. Biggest song.
That's what that one had. That Riders on the Storm kind of. Like I felt like I was out in the desert.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Like this kind of sounds like I wanted to, bring like this old vibe. I really like vintage stuff, like the 60s, the 70s have the best music. I'm not saying we don't have good music right now, but the music of the vintage music has something that I really love, and I think all we love, like 80s music, 70s music. I don't know. Have something.
Well,
I'm stuck in the 50s.
You bring that sound back, but you give it a nice, fresh approach. I mean, this sounds like if the Doors were in 2024 with gorgeous vocal layers on top of it.
Thank you guys. I'm still in pro, and I really appreciate it. So if you want to learn Spanish, don't worry to ask me, because it's like the most Spanish song I ever wrote.
That would help me. That would help me learn.
Me too. Absolutely awesome. Awesome. Like as soon as right from the gate, I was like, oh, organ. You just totally right from the door you had me. So yeah, literally.
Thank you. I kind of. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I got an interview with Ranita. I don't know if you know her. She's an Ranita.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's really cool. And she used to tell me like she wanted like make lyrics and collaborate. And and she was like learning Spanish like through my music sometimes. That's why I give you the tip. So thank you.
Oh, I love Sister Renita. Yes. Yes. I know she'll probably be in one of these nights. She's been missing us. She sent us a message the other night. So
she's really working hard.
She is awesome.
She's really cool.
Yeah. All right, now you might have to help me pronounce this one. Principessa Ilac?
Alac, yeah.
Alac. Okay. Did I say the first portion right?
Yeah. I should have put that weird names, because that takes me out audience, because sometimes people doesn't know how to say it. So I should be like, put like more mainstream names,
But at the same time, like I enjoy like trying to pronounce, some of these, and if I have them wrong, at least I'm learning.
Yeah.
So thank you for teaching me.
I enjoy watching her try.
Good, Tony, you say it.
Principessa Ilac.
Don. You say it right the first time.
Can you tell us about this piece?
Principessa Ilac, this album is actually very inspired, like in like childhood. Lots of people of my age are like struggling with the PUER ÄTERNUS. The PUER ÄTERNUS is like a psychological state when you don't want to grow up, and I see lots of people of my age that don't want to grow up. They want to stay in their childhood. So this album is like really inspired, like leaving the childhood behind and become like a responsible adult. I'm 20 years old, so I'm like changing. Like, I'm feeling lots of changes in my life, and lots of people of my age also too. So yeah, and this song is actually inspired for one of my biggest friends in the childhood. Her name was Kayla, but I changed it to Alex just to her. She will notice about it. That big change. So yeah, this song is inspired about her. I used to I love her so much, I didn't tell her, I was like so scared for telling her. So this song is like about it, like telling her, I really appreciate your friendship, and also I would have wished that we would have been something else, But yeah, that was what this song about.
You are such a romantic. The
I know,
ladies
at first-
love you.
At first, I was like, is he telling me I have to grow up? And then I was like, but oh, this is so sweet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's I realized that Tony Dimmitt told me that, and I realized that I'm a very romantic person. I didn't realize that. I thought I was like more rude.
No, embrace that as an artist. It's a strength.
absolutely.
I hope you can enjoy the song. It's also one of my favorite ones too, and it's the most largest song in the record because it was like so much feelings.
Let's go ahead. Let's check this out.
Hey.
Arva _spirit, everyone. You better subscribe today. Oh my goodness, Arva. Man, these compositions are gorgeous. I heard David Bowie influence in that one.
Of
I
course,
also heard
yeah.
a little. I also heard a little Enya, little Bowie. You might be one of the most ethereal musicians we've had in. We've had a couple of them. I was just mentioning the end. Paul Werda, Pragna.
Yes.
They were the most ethereal that I'd heard so far. But you might have them beat on the like dreamy sound.
Thank you. I love ethereal stuff, you know, and it's actually really interesting that you're saying David Bowie, because I used to remember that Angie used to think that it was a girl singing.
I did. I totally did.
Yeah, you know, and I love androgyny, you know. Androgyny makes you creative. You know, David Bowie is like a very androgynous guy. So, you know, I used to have like some girly vocals, like manly vocals, you know. So I believe androgyny makes you creative, you know. I'm still feeling like a man, you know, but androgyny makes you like, you know, you have the best of both worlds, you know.
Yeah,
so
and you do come with both sides. It's good to be able to embrace that creatively and musically. That's what made Bowie such a giant in his field.
Of course, and not just David Bowie, you know, also Grace Jones, Michael
Prince. Don't forget Prince.
Can't forget Prince.
Yeah, you know, as I told you, not just David Bowie, also like Grace Jones, Michael Jackson has androgyny and his like look and music. Lady Gaga has like some, you know, like androgyny stuff. So if you see that pattern in the biggest artist, and androgyny is always there, you know. And I think it's kind of cool. It makes you more creative. I believe it. So it's really good to see that you can, you know, you don't know sometimes if it's a male or if it's a girl. So it's really interesting.
Yeah, some of those notes that you were hitting. Yes, some of those notes that you were hitting, and the way that you do make it sound so dreamy, you know, and like you just want to lay on a cloud and just, you know, take you to that safe space, you know. It's unbelievable what you can do.
Thank you guys. You're so awesome too. I feel
So I
inspired.
apologize if I mistook you for a girl, but some of those notes were just so gorgeous. I was like, there's no way there's a guy hitting this.
And the way I felt, you know, like, because, you know, as I told you, that song has a lot of androgyny, so I felt like it was a compliment in a way. So yeah, as I told you, lots of people inspire me. You know, you guys inspire me. My family are really awesome. You know, they make my childhood really cute. So that's actually what is the album about. You know, my friends of my childhood, my family, my parents were really awesome. They always supported me. My brother, my sister. So yeah, that's actually one of the inspirations of the album. Now also with this song. All right. So yeah, actually, it's really interesting. So thank you guys for listening.
You're doing a great job of bringing it out musically.
Thank you guys.
Oh, it's freaking been amazing. If you guys haven't already, hit that follow button, that subscribe button. I don't know what's wrong with you, man. Because I know, like, this next song, I fell asleep in a cloud. That's all I can do. Like, that's where it takes me. It takes me to a, like, I'm just like, woo, loving this.
Thank you.
So you gotta tell me about this one, because you know that's exactly how I feel about your music. Like, it is just very uplifting.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you want me to talk about Fell Asleep in a Cloud? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you well.
Yes. Can you tell me about I Fell Asleep in a Cloud?
Oh yeah. Yes. Really interesting piece. Like, it's really inspired by rock and Spanish rock music. I don't know if you guys have ever heard like Enanitos Verdes and stuff. Have you ever heard of them? If you haven't heard of them, it's really cool. You should listen to them because they are one of the best rock Spanish bands in the world. So it's actually inspired like blues and stuff, and also combined it with, you know, like getting into heaven, you know. So it's like when I imagine this song, I was imagining like angels playing rock and stuff. That's what I imagine. So it doesn't have like a great story like the other ones, but it's one of my favorite ones also. But the first one will always be Alma Pola. So I hope you can like it.
I've already liked this song because, I think you believe you sent it in on a Whip It Out Wednesday, and I got to hear this one, and
I
right from
remember it
there,
from that.
yes, yes, and you guys are gonna remember it too. Oh, I fell asleep on a cloud. Here we go.
And I
Arva.
love his imagination.
Oh, me too.
Imagination is the fuel.
Yeah, imagination is everything. So there's also 333. So if you don't know, guys, if you believe in synchronicity by Carl Jung, 333 is the number of creativity. So I don't know, kind of
the
has a
number of
connection.
man.
Yeah. 333. My lucky number.
Threes. Me too. Here we go with I fell asleep on a cloud of threes. I fell asleep in a lily pad. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you for
I'm
listening.
still sleeping in a cloud.
I have a fun story. I played with this song once in a live stream, and the guy literally fell asleep. And the
What
guy
did
was
she
just
do?
like, listening, and it was like just fell asleep. You know, it was like, wow, oh my god, what happened? And I think he was drunk or something, but it made the purpose. So
I was going to say earlier, I could sleep to this. All of your sounds would be perfect for like getting a nice, relaxing night of sleep. It's like those who listen to the rainforest sounds.
Very
This,
meditative.
to me, feels like that kind of relaxing.
Thank you, guys.
I love the instruments, the experiments you did with the instruments there. Like that's a cool way to get percussive with sound effects.
Yeah.
Thank you for your words, guys. I really like to learn more
How
about
many instruments? Like, how many instruments do you play?
I don't play too much. You know, I mostly play piano. I barely know some things about guitar. I'm really bad at guitar. I really like to learn more about it. And
I see you got two behind you.
All right, you seem like a good guitarist, guys. I would like to take lessons because I'm really bad, honestly. And you know, a little bit of battery, but it's like very basic. The only thing I know the most is piano. And when you know piano, you can do lots of miracles. So so yeah, I don't play too much. I'm just singing piano and everything is on for me.
Well, you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
You're working it.
Yes. And at 20 years of age, I cannot wait to hear what you're going to be a brilliant composer in the future. You already are, but I mean, I can't wait to hear all the more creations that you come out with as you continue to grow.
Yeah,
you're at a beautiful place in your musical growth. Like, this is where the road just opens up.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. You know, I hope God can give me the opportunity to grow up as an artist, you know, because the thing that I like most of the artists is that when they give a message, you know. I used to listen like lots of messages, you know. Lady Gaga's one of like, she gives messages in her music, like Born This Way stuff, you know, and you know, when they give a message, also Michael Jackson, we used to give his messages against the government and stuff. So that's the main thing I would like to do as an artist. I love music that it just comes from imagination, but I also love much when it's like comes with the message, you know, when some love message like against some bad stuff, you know, when it contains a message, it's like more emotional, you know, and that's the main thing of music. Give messages and make people feel identified, you know. For lots of years I felt like it was like an outcast sometimes. So when I used to see my biggest idols, when they feel the same, you know, you feel identified and it empowers you, you know. So I would like to do the same thing today, to inspire lots of young people, and also lots of people, not just young, but especially young people, that when they feel outcasted, you know, because I felt that way. And I want people to see the pictures and see myself and say, you know, I feel like him. I once feel like him, you know. So yeah, that's the main thing that I would like to do if God gives me the opportunity, you know. So
all you have to do is embrace it. You've been given the gift, now unwrap it.
Of course, guys.
So and you're taking it all the way to Jupiter.
Yeah, I'm sorry?
You're taking it all the way to Jupiter.
Yeah.
The song that you have, Jupiter Plores.
All right.
Matotis? How do you say that? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Jupiter Plure, because it's like French. I don't know French, so I wouldn't say like, I wouldn't give you like an accurate like pronunciation, but it's like Plure or something
Tony
like that.
knows French.
Plue, like tears, I think. I don't remember what it meant. But yeah, this is actually inspired by goth. Just experimentation with music. It doesn't have like a story, just experimenting with goth sounds and you know, making shit and bad love. That's why. So it doesn't have like a big story, but I hope you guys love it.
I'm loving everything that you're showing us this evening. I can't wait for this new album, you know, because that will be something that, you know, many can go ahead and study to, rest to, you know, or even find, or even find, you know, in this crazy world, just a peaceful space.
Yeah.
So thank you for creating that, you know, that peaceful space to take people anywhere to their safe space, whether it's dreamland, up in the clouds, sitting in the middle of an island, under the palm trees, whatever it may be, the middle of the ocean, wherever they want to be. And you allow people to kind of create off of that where their mind takes them.
Of course, yeah, that's the main purpose.
And now we're going to Jupiter, Tony.
Great.
Isn't that awesome?
We're going through all of space.
That's right. That's right. Oh, let's go ahead. Let's check this out. It's so awesome. Jupiter awaits. It's Jupiter tears. Is that right, Tony?
Tears. Jupiter plays.
Thank you. Here we go. Arva_spirit. Subscribe today. I'm going to say if you guys weren't wearing headphones, go ahead and put a pair of headphones on and put that back on again. That was an incredible journey. And the way you had it actually like flowing through with the different sound effects and instruments. Oh my goodness. Loving that journey, loving that feeling. It was eerie yet enchanting.
Thank you guys. I want the other album be more like this, like goth and danceable music. So it's like a little taste of what is coming. All right.
Let me ask you, do you make beats for other artists?
No, I would like to do it. I would like to make. I had a friend which actually wanted to make beats for rap and stuff, but I'm really bad doing rap. So I will be more like making pop music and stuff.
Well, after this interview, I want you to stick around, okay? Because I want to talk to you about something there that might be right up your alley. Combination of poetry and some of your work here, because you definitely have one of those that, even sitting back, even if you just spoke or even in English or Spanish on top of your pieces and did some of your poetry, like, oh man.
that is ripe prime for spoken word to go with it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you guys. I will be more than glad to help you with that. Even for free if you want it. So I will be more than glad to help you with that. And I hope you can enjoy the new music that I'm going to get. And I really appreciate your support, guys. And not just for me, just for all the others that have been here in Angified. The work that you do for the other artists is really cool. Keep doing it, guys, because artists just need that little push, in their careers. And you do that, and it helps us a lot. So I thank Jesus and God for your lives, guys, and I hope you can do what you're doing. All right.
Well, it's rewarding when we get to hear artists like you. It is the reward.
Absolutely. And everything happens for a reason. God has that master plan. So we were meant to meet, and we were meant to share our ears, form that heart of love and unity and amazing journeys.
Of course, and I will be more than glad to be part of your project.
I love it.
All right.
So let me ask you one final question here. What is your ultimate goal? Where do you, at the end when, you are, done here with your mission and they have laid your load down, what was your ultimate goal in this life with your music?
All right, that's a really good question. You make good questions. You guys make good questions. Deep questions. I never thought about that before. Well, as I told you, my main goal would be like people, as you said, like feel that safe space, when they can go away and they feel like they are themselves, As I told you, one of my biggest idols in music, they can make you part of something. And that's something that lots of people needs right now, because there are like lots of loss of identity. And when you feel like you're unique, or even that you fit in something and you feel like identified with someone, that empowers you. So as I told you, my main goal would be give a message, for the world, and not just lots of artists just make everything by themselves. But I think artists must be, doing everything for the fans, for the people, because people are the ones that get you at the place that you are, not just you, not just, the fans are everything, and I think the fans will be more, are underrated sometimes. So, and not just for fans, just family, friends, I once heard that lots of people put like money in a pedestal, but a friendship and everything that has no price should be in a pedestal, like friendship, like love, like time, So that would be my main message. Like, feel like yourself and feel like safe with the people that understand you. All right. So that would be the main message. So thank you for the question. That's really interesting. I never think about it before.
Yeah.
And you are well on your way to that goal.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We keep doing. All right, guys. Thank you. It was a wonderful interview. I really enjoyed every part, and it was like really cool to meet you finally. You know, I've just seen you as a chat person, but not from front like face to face. So it was really good experience.
Yeah, it's always nice to get to actually meet the artist.
Of course, yeah, and meet the interviewers too.
And get to know more behind your work and who you are, because I obviously at first thought you were a girl, so to being able to know your story, where you come from, how music got intertwined, what where you started growing, and where you said, you know what, now I actually have a playground to play, even though this terrible thing's happening. Here's a playground to play, and you took that and you are just evolving beautifully and taking me to clouds. So I thank you so much. You have been totally awesome. And, I hope you do come back and fill us in the future with updates.
Of course.
Because I would really love to get an update.
Of course, yeah. I hope you can invite me, from our show someday, because I really like it, and I really appreciate that you take your time to interview the guys here. And yeah, I will be more than glad to be part of your project someday if you give me the opportunity.
Oh, you're always welcome here.
Thank you, guys. So I don't know. I didn't want to say something else.
Make sure you go ahead, share, and subscribe. Yes. And Arva_Spirit YouTube. Get ready for this new album coming out on multiple platforms. He's coming, and you're going to enjoy it. Thanks so much for going ahead, tuning in, share, and subscribe. We're going out with Prinkapissa Ilak. Did I say that right that time?
Oh, of course, you said it right.
Yeah. Here we go. Woo!
thank to those wonderful guys here that interviewed me. They're such awesome. If some people want to get interviewed by them, it was a cool experience. I never felt comfortable, and it was really cool. And also, I would like to thank to my family for the support. My mom, my dad, my grandma, my brother, my sister, because they always supported me and they put me in the place that I'm right now. And also, I would like to thank God and Jesus because they are the ones that gave me the talent that I have and everything. That will be fine. And I hope you guys can enjoy this interview. And also tune Angified. It's an awesome show, which is actually tuned every day, the motivational Wednesdays and stuff. So tune Angified. I really love them so much. So thank you. Have a wonderful night.
I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I like to share mine with you. Can we share life? I'm gonna spread love or hate. I'm gonna spread love or hate. I'm gonna spread love or hate. I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I like to share mine with you. Can we share? I'm gonna spread love or hate. I'm gonna spread love or hate. I'm gonna spread love or